right, welcome. You know what? You're getting me for the second time in a week. And you know what? I am excited because we're starting kind of a new segment here on the Final Cast called Angler of the Week. Now, is that going to be every week? It's going to be every month. You know what? I don't know, but we're going to see what we're going to do with this one because this is going to be fun, lay back, open questions and talk. So if you have any questions that you would like to talk with our guest about, you can. To this week, we are going to talk with Mr. Adam Pross, if I make sure I say that correctly, because if I did, he can butcher me later with it. But he's out of Canada, living right on that New York line. And I'm really excited to just talk with you, talk with him, talk with you guys about what's going on with him and going into what he's got going on in the future. So we're going to talk about that just shortly. But first off, welcome back to the Final Cast. This is episode number 2 of this week, and we are looking forward to sitting down and talking with the Angler of the Week. All right. Well, Adam, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Man, I'm excited. Adam and I are doing a lot of things behind the scenes right now, doing a lot of talking and a lot of walking through a lot of different things. And I wanted to bring Adam on so that everybody can start to see who Adam is if you don't already know. And I'm pretty sure if you're up in Canada or in the New York border along those lines, you know who Adam is. He's also got some like shorts that he does, and we'll have him talk about those. And so Adam, tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're located actually up there, and just give everybody a little snip of who you are and what your life is.
Well, like Randy said, my name is Adam Pross. I live up in Cornwall, Ontario. If you're not familiar where that is, if you know Messina, New York, I am directly across from Messina, New York. I'm pretty passionate about kayak fishing. I'm a river smallmouth guy. I love fishing the St. Lawrence River, but there's a lot of other rivers I like to fish too. By day, my trade is I'm a welder, so I'm also a family guy. And I'm involved with the community up in Ontario. I fish like all over, like everywhere from Ontario, Quebec to last year I went down to Vermont to fish, New Hampshire. I love fishing upstate New York. It's
I find it funny that you say you come down to Vermont, and that's like way up for us.
Vermont's actually really close. I have a teammate on Jackson, Michael Blatt, and he invited me down for a Jackson Fun Tour, and we got to go out on Lake Morey or Moray, or it's a gorgeous lake, loads of fish. Lots of fun. We went out for the day, and I got to, hook into some Vermont bass and some other species that exist in that river, lake also. And it's super cool. But I love expedition. I love adventure. So exploring, my idea is not, your boat launch, drop off. I'm like, unique
access off the side
points,
of the road and drop it in,
the
right?
kayak through, like very select gear. Yes, no, I really like that stuff, and that's where my heart lies is in the adventure of it all. So but I'm very thankful to be here tonight, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, we're kind of scratching the surface here with Adam. Tell us a little bit. You've done some like gear videos, tips and tricks type thing. Tell us a little bit about what you've been kind of doing in the back end work.
Yeah, so as much as I love kayak fishing, I love teaching people. I love sharing my passion with the world. So like Instagram's a great example of that. Facebook. So I am representing what's known as Kayak Bass Canada. So if you're familiar with kayak bass fishing, this is the Canadian version. Nice. It's run by some good friends of mine. And I became this year very honored to be the Ontario ambassador with another fellow ambassador from Ontario, Andrew Ferguson. And so they added me to the lineup. And we also have Quebec ambassadors. Anthony DeLuca and Remy Kirak, who handle the Quebec side. But it's a cross Canada trail, so it's an online trail. So it's monthly challenges, just kind of like what KBF has, except it's up in Canada. You can fish wherever you're allowed. But yeah, no, you have a month to beat the leaderboard. I don't really chase the leaderboard in that sense, but it's Kayak Bass Canada also brings a lot to the community, giving newer people the opportunity to get into kayak fishing, something that I didn't necessarily have when I started about 10 years ago, just about 10 years ago. So yeah, no, I decided to, if I could do anything to help and share my knowledge and just what works for me. Really, it's if I thought it worked, why not share it? So I started this thing called the Tackle Talk. It's literally like a 2-minute short, and we talk about everything from signing up with Kayak Bass Canada all the way to I did one about jigs, football jigs, swim jigs. I did one about like a Corrado MGL 150 XG. Nice. We talk about PFDs, very important to wear. Always make sure you have them because it only works if you're wearing it.
Yep.
But yeah, no, it's Kayak Bass Canada gave me this opportunity to do this. So I kind of said with them, hey, if you guys are interested in something like this, and they're like, yeah, no, like that would be really cool. So just about every 2 weeks, I put out a short on the Facebook page. They are on Instagram. We're getting that fired back up, which is really cool because I love Instagram. And at the same time, Kayak Bass Canada is on Instagram. So that's something that I'm also helping manage. So yeah, no, it's so yeah, no, they're fun. I shoot them in my laundry room. And
you would never know it was in your laundry room, man. You didn't have to say that.
It's people are like, where do you shoot this? And then I send them a picture, and they're like, oh, that's like a dark laundry room. But I'm like, oh, I use lights, I'm like, but no. In the end, yeah, I just do it to help people out who are getting into the sport. Guys that might not necessarily like want to ask those questions, the kind of like, I don't want to say rookies or the greenhorns, but just the guys who are like, don't want to get caught up in the 8,000, like who was the last person who talked about jigs? Well, how about this? I picked 2 jigs, a football jig and a swim jig, and I knocked off 2 species, a smallmouth and a largemouth, and I give you options on how you could throw it, retrieve it, and it's really simple, and I can do it in 2 minutes. Now, here's the thing. It is not easy to do anything within 2 minutes. And a lot of the guys at my work, they're like, there's no such thing as a 5-minute job. I'm like, that's so true. Because everybody's like, oh, hey, can I come and can I board this for like 2 minutes? I'm like, dude, there's no such thing as a 2-minute job. Anyways, some nights, oh man, it's so by the end of the year, I'm gonna have a really good bloopers video. Like,
you obviously you record everything and then you edit it, or you just do it live right then and there and you send it out?
I'm not brave enough to do it live. I do it recorded. I record it on my iPhone, and then I use a editing app, and then through the editing app, I post it, and yeah, yes. Thanks, Jay. I'll be honest with you, it's really hard. Like I have a full script, and it's like I sit there and because it's easy to like just have what I call diarrhea of the mouth, where you're just like blah, and everybody's just like, what was that first part, So to make it easy, I just knock off a quick couple points, and I got to do it the longest I can go is about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So I'd really try to keep it 2 minutes, really just like this quick, spit it out real quick. But I've actually done a video for a charity event that I also work with. And I was like, I can think of a better way to just like hit social media with this, me sitting down talking about this event and trying to get people to want to help donate to a great cause, which is CHEO, the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario.
Okay.
And yeah, that's kind of where I was like, what, I really like being in front of the camera. And then I shot another one for like a JK Fun Tour stop up at Frontenac Outfitters. And I was like, what? And then it kind of like dawned, like, I do have a YouTube channel, but it's honestly just fishing shorts. So it's just bass back in the water. Oh, Adam catches a fish, or it's just like, and they're not good fish. So I'm a dink destroyer. You know what I mean? Like, I don't.
Well, listen, I mean, like, so you're in there, you're in your laundry room. I'm just gonna say you're in your laundry room and you're doing it. Do you have like a timer set up that you try to make sure you knock this out in 2 minutes, or you just know when you need to like cut it off?
I don't know. I've kind of gotten to the point where I understand where I need to cut it off. Like,
Okay.
and I also, I have a script. So I kind of go through the script several times. I read it, I play it. I'll do a quick video run through where I just want to see if there's any like weird noises in the background.
Right.
Because I learned too, I was doing a video and then you spent all that time and then you're like, yeah, I'm done. And then you watched it later and you're like, oh, really?
That didn't need to start right then and there.
Yeah. So yeah, no. And then, yeah, I do my own video editing, which I really like doing. And yeah, no. So I think it's been received well. I think people like it. If I'm always open to, any criticism too, because I can take it. But at the same time, hey, if you don't like it, that's okay too. And yeah, it's not a podcast. It's nothing. It's literally just this fun tips and tricks that I decided to come out with Kayak Bass Canada's The Tackle Talk. So yeah,
hey, you know what?
You can check them out on Kayak Bass Canada. They're also on my personal feed on Facebook, and eventually they will be making their way onto Instagram. So
there you go. Cool. Well, I mean, you know what? Like any way that kind of gets you started. So like when you figured out, you're like, hey, I actually like this. Like this is something that I'm kind of good at.
I wouldn't say I'm good at it.
Well, like, no, you know what? I've seen some of the shorts, man, and you did a great job. You got great energy in it. You've done your 3 major topics very well in it. I mean, you've hit your key marks in it, and I wanted to give you mad kudos because I went back and watched a bunch of them over the past couple of weeks while we were in this process of trying to get you on the show, and you do a great job, man. I mean, and it's really particular to Canada and northern New York.
Yeah, so I live on being right on the St. Lawrence River, which
Lucky.
is yeah, it is. It'll drive you absolutely crazy though. You'll be like, I don't want to live near the St. Lawrence River. I don't like this river today, it's wide and long and the smallmouth just run everywhere. You're not.
Right.
Yeah, it can drive you crazy, but it is very rewarding at the same time. It's not always kayak friendly water. So there are spots where, you would definitely want to be, do your homework, understand, river gauges, see what the river's at, at the same time, weather, all that, like really understand it. Cause once you're out there, it's not always as easy as you think to get back to where you need to be.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's an absolutely gorgeous fishery. I love fishing for smallmouth on it. It's deep, it's fun. And yeah, I also have the ability to fish another spot of the St. Lawrence River, which is a lot more shallower, where I fish, largemouth and stuff. So I just want to be able to give somebody something to try. And maybe, also, boom, you caught, it was just something simple, like, whether it was a line change or maybe you just weren't. And like, I don't want people to think either that you can't do things with casting gear, because like I can do a lot of things with casting gear. And I think sometimes we get caught up on this idea too that, oh, you can't, it has to be a bait caster, bait caster this. And I'm like, well, you can throw a lot of things, on spinning gear too. And that's the other part I really wanted to shine on this is, it's the ability to be able to do the same techniques, just with different gear,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's definitely a lot of fun to do. And I just really hope to inspire somebody to, either get into kayak fishing, because like one of the biggest things is, as fast as people come into kayak fishing, a lot of people don't always stay around, right? And the more we can keep these people interested in, the better, the growth of the sport is. It's great for our dealers, that's huge. And kayak fishing too is like whether you paddle, pedal, motor, however it is an awesome physical activity. It gets you outside. It's phenomenal for your mental health. At the same time, it can drive you absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like I if somebody said, oh, hey, like, what's one thing I should try? I would straight up say, it's like, go kayak fishing. Just do it. Like, just go. Here's
try it.
Here's
try
a kayak. I'll take you.
Yep.
And it may not be for everybody, but also the same way, if you're not a kayak fisherman, or you're just an angler, it's for everybody. Whether you fish out of a boat, you fish from a kayak. At the end of the day, we're just all out there for the same reason, right? So that's the way I look at it.
Well, it's a great outlook, and that's the way everybody should kind of look at it. Getting into the sport, getting out there, just getting out on the water is so therapeutic, and we're going to talk a little bit about that in the second half of the show. But so let's talk a little bit about kind of like your progression of what you got going on now, and as you get ready to move, and some of the things you're getting ready to do here in the future.
Yeah. So, yeah, community wise, we're always busy doing things. We're always a part of, I have what's known as the Kayak Fishing Life Benefit for CHIO. I'm a volunteer coordinator for that. So we're getting ready for that this July. I also help out with Hard Knocks Kayak Fishing out of St. Catharines, Ontario. My boy Steve, Matt, Warren. We got a whole bunch of really fun group meetups just for people to get together, come out and kayak fish from 7 to 2 on a Saturday. Like it's not a tournament. It's just come on out, bring a PFD, have fun. Let's go see if we can catch some pike, walleye, whatever, and fish different bodies of water throughout Southern Ontario, and kind of all over. And and then to bring out paddle and fin, and bring it to Canada.
Bringing it to Canada. So we are very excited. We've got Adam coming on board with Paddle and Fin, joining the network. He's actually going to start a show. He's been going through the learning phase of what goes into this massive amount of chaos.
Oh, it's definitely a learning phase for sure. 100%, man. 100%.
And he's going to be showcasing, obviously, Canadian waters, northern area of the United States is going to be part of his showcase. And we're really excited because I'm excited. I guess what I'm excited most about is because I want to learn more about some of the Canadian anglers, what you guys got going on up there, learning more about the waters up there, what the events you guys have going on. So tell us a little bit more about the show that we have been working on with in the past.
Yeah. So the show is going to be known as the River Run. It's to showcase not just river fishing, it's to showcase kayak fishing as a whole. And its focus is Canada. Canada as a whole, too, has vast different bodies of water, different styles of anglers. We also can have a lot shorter season. We also have some real brave hearts out there that will, the guys in the dry suits and the Chuck Earl guys, as I say.
The what?
Chuck Earl.
Chuck. Okay, got you. It did
Yeah.
not come out like that. I wanted to make sure I heard that.
Okay. But you know what I mean? Like, yeah, with the show, it's just I want to focus on all sorts of stuff. I want to, like you said, talk with anglers. There's a lot of great companies up in Canada too that really influence the community fishing. There's a lot of great paddle shops up here that we've kind of come to know. And the different groups, man, there's so many good people. Like, community is so strong. Like, it's such a strong part of the sport, like bringing people together. It's so important. Like, without community, like, this doesn't exist. Like, you like the meetups, the people getting together, like this, there's just no drive. And the paddle shops that support these groups, and yeah, and just talking with all sorts of different anglers, and we have a lot of awesome female anglers up in Canada too, which some of them on the Quebec side, Ontario side, as far west, and I also have teammates out on the west coast of Canada. And yeah, if you want to fish, like, I'm sure we have a lot of the same fish in Canada as we do in the US. Maybe not as far south, like all like your salt waters and stuff, but like, we have a vast variety of fish that, and there's so many different anglers out there, guys and girls that focus on, all sorts of different species, guys like me who absolutely love river smallmouth. We have kayak muskie, guys who go out fishing for muskie. Scott Barton, he runs an awesome tournament trail there, which is, well, it's an online style, but it does both walleye and muskie and pike. We got Kayak Bass Canada. We have the Chio event, which is like probably one of the biggest kayak charity events in Canada. Like, last year we did $27,000 for
That's pretty cool.
the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario, which is Chio. There's so many heroes for Chio. I'm also involved with the Fishing for Autism. I've been a volunteer with them. It's a very touching group, and the girl who runs it, she's a phenomenal. So yeah, no, like, there's a lot of people that I want to sit down, in your spot, and they'd be in my spot. And yeah, and I, at the same time, like, I do want to talk with some of my friends and other people in the States too, that I've gotten to kind of know, and have them come on the show, because as much as I want to show Canada to the United States, I want to show the United States to Canada. And there's a lot of great podcasts up in Canada for sure. And I just want to add on to all the great content, and keep sharing all the knowledge, and hey, hopefully we can inspire, keep people interested, and keep a community strong, and at the same time have a blast while doing it.
Well, and not to mention that you're going to be teaching an entirely new demographic of anglers down here in the States. That's kind of going up in Canada. Maybe they take a trip up there, and next thing you know, they're fishing and they're doing something up there. Now they've got some knowledge on what to do. He didn't know I was going to do this, so I'm going to do this right now. This is actually going to be what's going on with his show. I'm going to remove this so that way you can see the River Run is going to be airing sometime soon. You can go on Instagram right now, River Run Fishing. You can go on there, start getting linked in there.
Yeah, you can find me on there.
Yep, start doing that. So it's just a little bit of a snippet of what he's got going on. Obviously, great working relationship. A member of the Jackson kayak fishing team, Hard Knocks kayak fishing there, Kayak Bass Canada. So he's going to be showcasing them a lot, and he's going to show affiliation and support with them. But not only that, but we are really excited as Paddle and Finn, bringing him on board, bringing in a whole bunch of new individuals to this industry, and I'm really excited to see what's going to happen.
Oh man, I'm so excited. Like, I'm just pumped to be like Paddle and Finn. For me, I've always been that guy that's gotten up early, and I always start my day off with a podcast and a cup of coffee. And I have like you should see my Spotify list of podcasts that I listen to, fishing and everything else. But no, I absolutely love starting my day off, with a podcast, and I'm sure there's probably other people out there that are just like me. So if I can help share, share that and spread the wealth, and at the same time, have some fun while doing it. And it's cool. Like I'm really excited about bringing Paddle and Fin to Canada. And, I'm really grateful for that opportunity at the same time. And you guys are like I said, a fantastic group of individuals, and you have some awesome shows that I've always been, I was always a listener and a fan of, so when I first kind of got into listening to podcasts, really it was Paddle and Fin, and there was another one too, but it's not around anymore. But no, it's cool. And I've had the opportunity to do a couple of podcasts in the past year, and I've really made some good friends too that way, and met some new people. And Jackson's like, I've always I wouldn't say I've always owned a Jackson. My first kayak was not a Jackson, but when I got into a Jackson, it was the only kayak, Jackson, being a part of the fishing team there, it's really awesome. It was really cool the day that all came together too. And I love everything about Jackson, and they kind of just support me as I support them. And it's just like we're just a big family. It's really cool. And it's the same way with the guys at Kayak Bass Canada, Hard Knocks, the Kayak Fishing Life. I really believe in community strong. So
now that you're going to have the River Run podcast,
the
show
the River Run,
where are you going to showcase it? Where is it going to be on platforms, so that way individuals can find it? We can start to spread this word now. I mean, I'm literally the first person that is letting the cat out of the bag here. So we're going to make it. You're going to do it one way or the other, man. It's going to happen.
So you'll be able to find the River Run on. So you would have it on, I guess, like most social media platforms that it would be on. Now, most of your Paddle and Fin, that they have their page, so you'll find it up there. Now, how that all translates into YouTube and this, that, and everything. I'm sure we'll figure that one out. But it's definitely going to be it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to sit down, like I said, and talk with some really good friends, and also talk with some what will be new friends. You know what I mean? And it's always neat. It's something at the same time, you can say is can be a bit nerve-wracking. But no, I feel really good and loads of positive vibes for this. So I'm really pumped.
So it's all right to be nervous, man. It's all good. Trust me. It's going to take a little while for you to get your wings underneath you and get the nerves settled. And you know what? It's okay if you fail. It's okay if you fail. You'll get right back up and you'll do it better the next time. Trust me, it happens.
I love that. I like
one of the things that you're going to want to do is, if anybody that's watching or listening, if you're maybe watching through Adam's Facebook page right now, or you're just listening through Paddle and Fin, you can obviously go to Paddle and Fin Network. You can find it right there on Facebook or on YouTube. You're going to be able to see everything there. It will be linked in there. And we're also going to link to some of his pages, some affiliate pages and things like that. So we'll have the reach so you guys can actually watch this from where you're located. And also you can go to any any podcasting platform, Spotify, Apple, any of those, and you can go back, download it, have it on your drive when you're driving around, going from work in the morning or something like that, and you can listen to him. So if a show goes on at 7 o'clock tonight, the next morning at 1 o'clock in the morning, it's going to download straight to Apple. Boom, you got it made. And you're not going to be able to go without him. You're going to be able to have the River Run wherever you go, and also everything else.
It's that's actually, I'm sure people have names for their kayaks. So my Jackson Liska is called the River Run. It's my river boat. And then I have what's called Small Jaw, which is my Bite FD. I've always, I don't know, I've always loved the name the River Run. And when I had the little hiccup with Instagram and somebody taking over my account, being hacked, I decided to come back with it, and it was the river run fishing, and yeah, and then it would kind of just I love it. I like the river run. It's me, you know, and it's kind of funny because I live right beside the river, but
it's
but
awesome.
yeah.
Like the logo that he had a vision for, we made it happen. Just like the designs of everything kind of just he gave me some leeway, gave me a lot of creative things that I could do, but at the
You
same
work
time,
magic, my friend.
boom, it worked out great. And so this is why we say we've been kind of working on it for a little while now, and now it's time to get in there. So when do you think that you'll have your first show up and ready?
I'm thinking probably within the next 2 weeks I'm going to have my my first show up and going. So I already have that lucky individual.
He's already going to get thrown into the file. Now, are you going to do it live? Or are you going to do it just record and then launch later?
I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm not 100% sure yet if it will be live or it'll just be a recording. Most likely it might be a recording, but hey, you know, I haven't thought that far on that one. That's actually a good question.
He will probably start out live and then quickly realize it's better if he records it, goes back and edit it. Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
I'll be honest with you, I gotta say it, but like Randy, like you have done a phenomenal job in just not only teaching me, walking me through it all, you know, working together on this. Yeah, no, I'm greatly appreciative of all you do. You know, it's also awesome to make new friends, and at the same time, Paddle and Finn, you guys are very welcoming. So I'm very grateful to be here.
Well, you know what? We are going to take a quick break. We're going to do a little brand awareness. If you're new to the show, or if you're new to me, you know that I am a big supporter and also a team member of Rogue Company. They have that phone tether that's out there, the protector. Make sure you get out there, protect those investments, because you all know the worst thing you can do is drop one of these $1,000 pieces of machine in the water and never get it back again. Especially you're up on the river, you'll never see it again. So make sure you go over there and you get the protector phone tether from Rogue Company. Yeah, so I got to apologize. That actually is an outdated, because the last slide says Rogue Fishing Company. It is actually the Rogue Company now. Make sure you guys go out to the roguecompany.com and get your phone tethered today and keep those investments tied to you at all times. Hey, man, I got to let you know, you have got some mad supporters. Jay Brown's in the house. You have William that you talked about is in the house with us. They're watching. Then Marco D'Ambrosi.
Yes, Marco, what's going on, dude?
There you go. It's great to see you guys. No, thank you for joining the show, all of you. I know that there will be more that will watch this at a later date or a later time tonight. Go in, enjoy. Type in the comments. Let me know where you're at, because right now we're starting to expand. We're going out west. We're going up north into Canada, where the show is the network is expanding. So we are very excited to see everybody join us. And I appreciate you all being with us for the first time. So,
and you know why it's really important to have a tether for your phone? Because that is your one line that you have. If you should run into anything out there, your phone is what's going to connect you. And that's why if you drop it in the water and you lose it, or even if you had the chance to recover it, that communication line is most likely broken down. And you know, I'm a huge for safety out there. Your phone is it's your line of, like, it's your communication line. So those tethers, like I have a Amazon one, but I think I'm going to be definitely ordering one of those. Actually, probably 2 of those, to be honest.
Well, if
with
you
just
guys
in
sneak
case.
over to my personal Facebook page, if you look me up on Facebook, go to Randy Newton at Facebook, and you can find deep down in there possibly will be, if not sooner or later, a code that you can use and get a little bit of a
Cool.
discount.
All right. No, that's really cool.
So you want to make sure you guys utilize that and definitely keep that investment. I got to tell you right now, I had one of these bad puppies hit the bottom of a lake once, and don't get me wrong, I could still hear it ringing when it was down there, but it was way down there, so we weren't getting it back. So we lost it, and next thing you know, I had to go and get a new one, and I didn't have insurance. So yeah,
No.
that was fun. So needless to say, lesson learned. I had a phone tether shortly after that.
Yeah, that's never fun. Oh man, I and there's a lot of places too that I go out on the river, or I've driven 6 or 8 hours to go fishing. Slept in my car. I love car camping. Um, and then you go out on the lake that day, or you go out on the river, and the last thing you really want to do is drop that phone, because should something happen, or you want to get a weather an update, or you need to check something. Oh man, I that's like almost a nightmare for me, to be honest.
I'll tell
with
you right now, it's also not just used for fishing. I've used it when I climbed a ladder on the outside of a building, had my phone, it
Yeah,
like
that's
falls
a
out and
really good
hangs there,
point.
it's like so worth it. So it is not just for fishing. You can use it for many other applications. So that's the reason why I go out there and get that Rogue phone tether right there. So we had a very in-depth discussion a little bit ago, and I kind of figured this would be a good time. We started talking about personal health, personal growth, personal like where you started from to where you're at now, and everybody in the industry, individuals that we may know outside of the industry, they've got a story to tell. It's kind of like a testimony, or just kind of like just to share with each other. And one of the best times to do it is obviously when you're out on the water, because you have nothing else to do.
For
You can talk
sure.
about everything. But we get the distinct privilege with Final Cast and Paddle and Fin to kind of just help shed awareness for individuals that could be dealing with some of the same issues. And so tell us a little bit about, you don't have to go in too much depth, but just enough to tell everybody a little bit about who you are as a person and where you came from.
Yeah. So March 4th, 2024, I reached 5 years of continuing sobriety.
Nice. Congratulations, man.
Thank you. I had decided back in 2019 to make a huge decision, one that, I'll be honest with you, I honestly didn't think I could really commit to. But I did a lot of soul searching, and at the same time, I dealt with why I was going the way I was. And it was, I was still Adam, like Adam's Adam, like I still probably look the same, even though my buddies said after, they're like, you don't look the same and your complexion is completely different. But yeah, no, I was definitely somebody who was, living by the bottle, and a big drinker, and definitely an alcoholic. And yeah, no, I decided one day I was, enough's enough. And I went, did my meetings. I stuck with my own personal growth, my personal development. And I just, before I could really announce to, not that you have to announce it, but before I really could touch base on, everything else, I had to make sure that I was, in touch with myself. And, you are the top of the triangle, or the pyramid, sorry. And if you are not 100%, everything else below you will not be 100%. And I'm a family man, and I don't want people to think that everybody that is going through a struggle has to be that person out on the street, or that guy that lives by himself with the case of beer and the mustard and bologna in the fridge. It's not that. if I can say it, it's okay to not feel all right. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
but that's the part where you gotta make that change, because if you choose to continue what you're doing, then you need to at the same time accept that,
So,
you're gonna
I'm going to
most
interrupt you just for a second.
path.
What was your eye-opening moment in life?
An
Because I
eye-opening
have
moment.
an eye-opening moment that I had, and I know that when you get to the point and you realize that you need to make a change, you need to get away from that life. There's got to be that one time it's like, okay, that was the deciding
Yeah,
factor.
there was definitely a moment at a family gathering where it just you
It
think you
reared
can
his ugly head, right?
like, if you honestly think you're gonna keep a handle on it, well, eventually it unravels, and it comes out, like you think of a bull rider trying to hold on to this thing that's just jumping all over the place. Yeah, no, it was definitely an evening that I'm not going to shut the door on.
Yeah.
I'm not closing the door on the past, but at the same time, I'm here to move forward and accept that I had a problem.
Mhm.
And in the end, after going through all of that, and at the same time, the year, all of a sudden it's like, I remember the first day I went and I sat down, and this guy beside me says, "What's your name?" I said, "Oh, it's Adam." He's like, "I'm Bob." I'm like, "Oh, nice to meet you, Bob." He goes, "Are you? Is your first time here?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You know what, man? You're further ahead than you think you are." And
Wow.
I was like, "Oh, thanks, man." He's like, "I've been coming here, And I was like, "You know what?" It's like, and then, you kind of get through and you go to another meeting, and, it just all of a sudden I just started, like, something just started to transfer in my head. And the more I started to see things more clearly and less clouded and blurred, I started to, like, understand, why I was doing the things I was doing.
Mhm.
And in the end, yeah, no, I really changed it around. And I wasn't going to, I wasn't willing to go back. Like, don't get me wrong, there's temptation as a real thing.
Right.
But at the same time, it's something that, even to this day, like, I have no desire to go back to where I was. And because I know how hard it'll be back to come back, you know what I mean?
Right.
And that's a that there's a lot of people that they don't succeed the first time, and they keep coming back and they keep doing it. And you're on the right track. You don't, I'm not saying nobody's the same, nobody's perfect, you know what I mean? We just get handed tools, you know what I mean? And we learn how
Exactly.
to become a better image of ourselves, and just be better people, you know what I mean? And that was,
Do you have a mentor that's kind of like helping you along the way? Do you have somebody that's kind of like maybe coaching you, and maybe somebody you can just call to help you with that,
yeah,
or is
like,
it
I my dad was he's definitely a mentor to me.
awesome?
Actually, to be honest with you, along the way, of this journey of sobriety, I've really come to meet a lot of people. Some that might be like, "Oh wow," like, completely shocked. Like, you're kind of like, "You seriously?" Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
um, and yeah, no, we've all kind of, like, I don't know. It's like you kind of like you share your story, and then at the same time, your story is somebody else's survival guide. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Because
Yeah.
and yeah, so it wasn't until like 5 years later I decided to finally kind of come out and kind of share with the world that I hadn't made this change. Now, a lot of my friends knew, like my wife, she's uh, amazing woman, and love her to death. And she's definitely always, she's my rock, my kids are huge there too, Easton and Addison. And yeah, no, in the end, we're a family, we stick together. And you know it's so 5 years later, I decided, I was going to write this post, and I was going to hopefully inspire somebody else one day to, if you're going through a hard time, like hard times don't last, tough people do. And yeah, and I was blown away by the response. I was like, wow, like it was almost like it was very, very heartwarming. And people I hadn't even talked to in years, and they're just like either sharing the same experience, or they've they're like,
Something
oh my
else,
God,
something
like,
similar along the way. Yeah.
yeah, and that's kind of something that, I think too, a lot of it during COVID, like this really came to light for a lot of people, like, because the world was a really different place. And,
Right.
when you didn't have certain things, you're left to deal with the demons that want to haunt you. And yeah, like it was definitely, that was an interesting time for sure. And like I have to say, like, in the end, like, it's you keep doing it, you keep moving forward. I You'll have a whole new outlook on life.
Well, I go back, and I think about your story a little bit there. And I mean, we went into a major in-depth about Adam and talked a little bit, but can you think
Yeah, we
about
did.
where you started at in this industry to where you're at now? And if you were continued doing what you were doing, I don't think you would be part of,
No,
the autism awareness group,
I don't think
or
I'd be doing
yeah,
any of it. I'd probably
right.
still go fishing, but
Of
my
course.
fishing would be yeah, it's funny. And like, I'm not gonna say like kayak fishing was something that, like, it wasn't like, it saved me, because I had to, like, I accepted that I had a problem,
Correct.
and I chose to take the road of sobriety. And at the same time, I, had to do the necessary steps to get me through it. And but no, kayak fishing was something that, like, I don't know, like, I get out on the water. And a lot of people know me for this, but like, I only got a pedal drive kayak last year, and like a lot of people are like putting motors on their kayaks, you know what I mean? And I'm the
Yeah.
guy who's still out there paddling. Like, I love to paddle. Like, it is my serenity. Like, I don't know, like, it's
There's nothing
it's
wrong with that,
santosha.
man.
Like, it's amazing. Like, I don't know, I just love being out on the water, like, as a paddler. Like, I'm a huge bending branches guy. Like, I still have the same paddle that I've had, I don't know how many years now. And like, it's what feels natural to me. It's how I don't know, I just get out there on the water, and I just feel connected that way. Now, last year I did get a pedal drive kayak, and went through the motion of being a pedal drive guy. But no, like, kayak fishing to me was, yeah, when I got decided to get sober. um yeah, it was like, I don't know. It just, like, I was like, wow, like this, like, just to me, it just like kind of gave me that escape, that peace. And I do write blogs and stuff like that too for Jackson. And I don't think I could explain the way that it feels if I was still where I was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, it's, so for me, kayak fishing was huge. And like, the outdoors is such a strong, like,
Natural
it's
healer.
a,
Like
yeah,
it,
it's a
yeah.
healer, man. Like,
Yeah.
the river never flows the same, man. Like, every day it's a new day. And like, I tell people that all the time. Like, you go out there, and like, it's never gonna flow the same. Like,
The
it may
river
be
never
going
flows the
same
same.
direction, but it's never gonna flow the same. It's always changing, and we're always changing. And yeah, and for me, it was, yeah, just to get out on the water. And so, then I ended up getting into my own kayak. We had one up at a family cottage, And then I was like, you know what, maybe I'll get my own, and then I could just, I'm 7 minutes from a launch. Like I could just go out there. And so here I was out in this Pelican, I tell you. And like
Oof,
you would be some of the days I was out there, I'm surprised. Like
you got back.
I had no idea what I was getting myself into. But yeah, no, and it all of a sudden it just clicked further and further, and then all of a sudden I met a group what was called KAO in Ottawa, and yeah, I became friends with the guy who ran that, and he was
KAO.
really, yeah, it was like this awesome group of kayak fishing people of the outer Ottawa. I forget how it all comes together, but um yeah, it was awesome. Like, and I became friends with this guy named Roberto, and yeah, no, in the end, he really showed me a lot of stuff, and through then, I made other friends, and I started to see this community, and like we'd go on these like tournament weekends, and fish all cool back lakes, and oh man, it was really neat, and it just all of a sudden it's like it clicked, and it began to click even more. And then it was like, oh well, maybe I would just, one thing led to another, really. It's like, and it just became this unreal passion. um and yeah, I'll be honest with you, like it's one of those things, you can go out and just kind of like forget about everything else and the world, and just go and be on the water, and catch some fish, and yeah, go out with a buddy, and have some
Like
laughs,
the like
and
the coolest thing is like we talked about a little bit ago, like you when you get on the water you have to talk to somebody. Like if you're with somebody, you're forced to talk with them. It's one of the
oh
things that
man,
I enjoy a lot about Heroes on the Water, is because once you're out there with your guide, it's just between you and them. Like that's part of the therapeutic part of it, and
yeah,
just getting there
and
and doing that.
so
And
true, man, so
uh,
true.
I'm glad. Again, congratulations, man. 5 years that's
Thank
an
you,
awesome
thank you.
milestone. Uh, it's truly uh, it's truly remarkable to listen to an individual who's come from that type of background to the background you're at now, and it's great to see that type of success story, and to see that you're going to be out there encouraging others to do the same thing and to be a part of that.
Oh,
And
huge
um,
advocate for it.
yeah,
And you gotta want it. Nobody can do that for you. But yeah, I tell people that all the time, whether it's you're at work, or you bump into people. Yeah, no, I always got time for people. Any day, you want to talk, you're having a bad day, my
well,
phone's
Jay's a
always
big
my,
advocate of you. He definitely says, coming off of a 2-year mental health and post-traumatic stress, Adam has been there for me through thick and thin. Can't thank him enough for that. So, keep doing what you're doing, man, because you know what? That's setting an impact, and it's also helping others in their lives. And that's what we are basically called to do. Whether we're doing it on a show or just taking individuals out on the water, that's what we're called to do. So,
yeah, and
congratulations, man.
yeah, and like that's why, yeah, I love volunteering with these groups, especially like the Fishing for Autism. Like
Yeah.
I've never met so many kids that were just so pumped sitting in a kayak, um and their parents, man, like just talking to these individuals, like their moms, their dads, their brothers and their sisters, and like having the opportunity to meet all of them, and at the same time, the Chio event, that's huge, and
Yeah.
it's so awesome seeing about 100 anglers get out on the water for one reason, and that's to support the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario. And like even the guys at Hard Knocks, like I I gotta tell you, like these individuals I've met along the way, like as they're all such influential people to me.
Awesome.
And they're, as much as they're like, some of my good friends and people I care about a lot, are all just shining and, this amazing, community aspect, but also, they're just genuine people and
Right.
it's, yeah. And, it's great to be a part of it and, on every different level out there. And, who knows, maybe, like I said, at the same time, you can inspire somebody. And yeah, and I think the world, we need to come together instead of, pushing us all apart,
Yeah.
that's, that's one of the things. And there should be no stigma to, your, however you're feeling that day.
Exactly.
You
One of the
should be
things
able
that you
to
could always
talk.
do is if you have if you have some sort of issue, if you just want to talk about something, you definitely know there's individuals that you can reach out to. You can reach out to Adam if you're up in the area and just wants to talk to you. You can reach out to me. Adam knows I am easily and readily available. I have no
Yeah.
time. I have no limit to being able to talk to individuals. I come from a very different past than Adam, but one day we'll dive into that a little deeper, and we'll have another good old therapeutic session with
Hey,
my way of life. But
I
there's
want to be
always
there for it.
there will always be somebody that you can be there to just get
Yeah,
along
and
your side.
there's a lot of great, like, especially up in Canada. There's a lot of great helplines too.
Yeah,
Especially in the Ottawa area, a little Eastern Ontario. And yeah, yeah, people shouldn't have to struggle alone. Like, I
no,
know they may not see it as, open arms and caring, but yeah, you'll don't stop what you're doing. It
exactly.
gets brighter, and life gets better. It does. And
Well, again,
yes.
we are very excited. This is Adam Pross. He's going to be the new show host for the River Run.
Yes.
Going to be showcased here on Paddle and Fin and also all the other social media platforms that we have out there.
Yeah.
We are excited to have him on board. I wanted you guys to meet Adam so you can start to see him because you're going to start seeing a lot more of him coming across the pages soon.
Yeah.
Again, thank you for everybody who joined us. I mean,
Yes. Thank you.
Ontario did
Especially Jay.
represented tonight, man. Good job. Good
All
job.
the boys and girls. I like
Yep,
it.
they did
No,
it.
you
They did
guys,
it.
they know I love them all. They're all good. They're
That
all
is
great
awesome.
people. And
But
you
yeah,
might
so
just see a bunch of them on my show. So
I'm looking forward to it. I'm telling you, I'm
I
definitely
have a
looking forward to it.
list, a big list, and a lot of their names are already on it. So no,
Again,
that's
Adam, thank you for coming on, sharing a little bit about you,
thank
your
you for having
story, and
me.
then at the same time, kind of like what you're getting ready to do. And I look forward to the excitement of what you got coming down the pipe with the River Run and
Yeah.
all the steps that we need to do to get you moving in that direction. So again, thank you very much for coming on to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Always, brother. Trust me, I'll
Always,
have you
man.
back on again. You do something big like that Chio event. I want to know more about it. We might have you back on the show just to talk about
Well,
that one.
it's not just me. There's several others
Right.
that you could definitely make a great episode with those guys.
I love it.
I was only added last year, so like I was always a big supporter of it, 100%. But no, I gained a title of volunteer coordinator last year. So
So you were
it's
voluntold you're the coordinator now.
yeah, they're like, you're doing good, Like,
Well,
okay.
again, you could go if you missed the show by any chance, you can catch it real quick right after. It will be posted again on the Paddle and Fin pages and
Yeah.
also on the YouTube page, so you can go back and watch it. I know there's a couple individuals that already like, man, I missed the show. You're good. You can still go back and you can watch it. It's
Yeah,
not
you
going
can
to
always
disappear
watch it.
forever.
No.
Thank you very much, everybody, from joining us from Canada. I am stoked. Like I am.
Canada.
You guys showed out tonight, and I'm very, very pleased to have you guys on board with all of us. And again, Adam, congratulations on the 5-year, and not only that, but
Thank
becoming
you. Thank you.
a
I
new
appreciate that.
podcast host in a couple weeks, man.
Yes, the River Run. It's coming. It's going to be loads of fun. It's going to be like, I can't wait. I'm really excited. We're gonna have fun with this. I'll be honest, maybe the first couple of episodes you won't want to listen to first thing in the morning. You might want to listen to before you go to bed, but
okay. He's giving you a shots of fire,
it's gonna be
pre-warning.
fun. I always said that. I'd said that to a couple of people. They're like, thanks for the heads up.
Well, again, thank you again for everybody who joined us on the final cast.
Yeah.
And always remember, this is not the final cast, or is it really the final cast? Because we all know we stay a little while
There's
longer.
always one more, right?
Always. Thank you very much.
Always.
Have a wonderful evening. We look forward to seeing everybody again in a week.
Awesome. Have a